Hello, everybody. Thank you for stopping by. Let's go. Today's hard truth is a quote by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. I really like his writings. And the quote says, "Crime is common, logic is rare. Therefore, it is upon the logic rather than upon the crime that you should dwell." And I think this quote is well suited for this case because we have so many different perspectives, reports, and everything's becoming a little jumbled up until you can become confused. But we can always turn to good old logic. All right, so I just want to make a few points based on this, on Doyle's perspective. The first one is concerning the traffic the night of the incident. If you look at the map, Queen and King Road are kind of confusing the way they're laid out. And some people might even think that the house is on Queen Road instead of King Road because of the way it's laid out. So, I mean, that's an honest mistake that anybody could make. But according to the reports, at 4:04 a.m., a video shows a white Elantra making a three-point turn. Let's see, it just says near the house. Okay, there are only three logical reasons for someone to be doing that at 4 o'clock in the morning. Number one, it could have been the killer. Number two, it could have been a drug dealer. Or three, it could have been the dasher, a delivery person. Well, for a person to do a three-point turn in the road suggests that they don't know where they're going. They made a wrong turn and they don't know when they're going to get the next opportunity to pull in a driveway or whatever and turn around. They need to turn around now. And so a drug dealer would know where he is. I mean, he's been in that neighborhood several times. All those sightings would make sense because a drug dealer works 24 hours a day. He would be in and out of a neighborhood like that in a car with tinted windows, and he would know where the house is. He wouldn't be turning around in the middle of the street. All right, the door dasher would be lost if he's going by the app and it says King Road and he's on Queen Road and he's lost. It makes perfect sense that a door dasher would make that mistake. But then think about the killer. If we're assuming that it's Koberger, he's stalked this place at least 12 times. He knows where it is too. So the least likely people to be turning around in the middle of the road like they're lost or they made a wrong turn, the least likely people are the drug dealer and the killer. The only person that it makes sense to me to be making a three-point turn in the middle of the road, just changing course in the middle of nowhere, is the dasher, because he's going to a place that he doesn't live or socialize necessarily. He's going to deliver something. That's the only reason he's going there. So it's highly likely he doesn't know where it is. The killer stalking 12 times and the drug dealer know exactly where that house is. So my vote, based on logic, would be that the car making these trips in and out of the neighborhood and making the three-point turn is the door dasher. It also lines up with the time because they see the car several times starting at 3:29. So the car's been in the neighborhood before the three-point turn. Okay? And so that makes sense. All right. The second thing I want to point out is at 4:04 p.m., the car's making the three-point turn. We're assuming that by maybe 5 or 4:06 or 4:07, he's in the house. He's parked the car and he's in the house because there's not a lot of time here. Okay, the schedule is tight, but I admit that it's possible. I mean, it doesn't take forever to stab someone to death. Um, to me, it's a very, very tight, unlikely schedule, but it's possible. My problem is if the killer part got out and got to the house, entering the house by 4:06 or 4:07, He's got to put the dog away. I mean, at 4 o'clock, uh, she testified that she heard the roommate playing with her dog upstairs at 4 a.m. So how did the killer come in and put the dog away at 4:06 or 4:07? That I mean, when he came in, the dog might have ran to him, and maybe he threw the dog in the room, but that's not likely. Uh, he couldn't have gone in the room with the two girls and took the dog and said, "Well, I'm gonna put the dog away. I'll be right back." So I mean, who put the dog away in the middle of all of this? And then Carnota was awake at 4:12. So between 4:06 or 7 and 4:12, the killer's in the house. He's put the dog away. But as far as the evidence is concerned, Katie's still awake. So I just don't understand how somebody could come in and put a dog in a room, close the door, and then commence to killing everybody. I can't see that. Okay. And so I can't. So maybe somebody else can enlighten me on this. Maybe I'm overthinking it, but the time is very tight between 4:04 and 4:17 if we're assuming that the killer did it, one person or Koberger came in. He couldn't have gotten the house before 4:06 or 4:07 because he had to park. We're assuming that this Wally Elantra is a part of the whole scene. And so he had to park and walk to the house. That took a few minutes, let's say 2 minutes. And so between 4 o'clock and 4:06, he came in and put the dog away. I can't see it. I can't see it. Okay. Well, what do you think? Do you think the DoorDasher is the person on the video? I've already shown in I think my first video of the series that white Elantra uh, in most of the sighting videos is not Brian Koberger's car. It just isn't. Okay. And so just assuming that it is and that this is him making these moves in Moscow, it still kind of doesn't add up. But what do you think? Let's get a discussion started. Thank you so much for watching my videos. I appreciate everyone that stopped by. Um, Thank you for posting comments or liking the video or not liking the video. I appreciate everybody. So thank you very much. And until next time, God bless.